name's Shay Carney. I'm 26 and I currently live a little bit outside of Denver, Colorado. I was 17 heading into my second semester of my junior year of high school. I obviously, with snowboarding, it kind of lends itself more towards park. And I ended up going to a specific park up in the Poconos that had like 20-foot jumps. I don't specifically remember everything that happened, but I ended up strapping in for the last run of the day, going down, and I hit the jump and I ended up, I guess, catching an edge and falling backwards and hitting the back of my head on a rock. And basically it just split my helmet open, and then about, I don't know, 5 days later I woke up in the hospital.
I knew Shay had gone snowboarding, and then we got a phone call from Ski Patrol telling us that, you know, Shay was in an accident. And so we just got in the car and went and just drove, and then tried to make contact with Ski Patrol, and the minute we got there, we were met by the chaplain, who, you know, just said that he was probably not gonna make it. So they immediately put him in the ICU. Was pronounced dead 3 times. Just basically did everything they could to save his life. But the biggest thing that saved his life was the helmet.
The helmet was basically just cracked all the way down the back. I mean, I imagine if I ended up hitting my head without that helmet, I don't know if I would have walked off the mountain.
And this is basically it. This is exactly what saved his life. So you can see, even though it cracked, it really didn't crack that much. And he was so bummed.
I ended up with a traumatic brain injury and some brain hemorrhaging, so brain bleeding, things like that, swelling. And they ended up putting me in an induced coma just to try and reduce the swelling and everything like that. I also ended up breaking my collarbone. One of the main things I did recognize after my accident is scanning. So like when you read very quickly, going over numbers and things like that, I tend to flip numbers a lot. And after that, it was like, I can't necessarily keep up with everybody as well as I used to be able to, you know.
He lost the left side of his brain. That's what the way the doctors described it to us, is that he has to relearn how to learn.
There were definitely times where it was like, I don't know, I'm not necessarily like keeping up with people that are my age and everything like that, and then you get doubtful about your future and everything like that. It was kind of hard for me to reach out and be like, this is what I'm going through. I feel like there's definitely a lot that goes deeper than just physical wounds.
He was very frustrated, extremely frustrated. Basically everything and anything that he used to do was no longer there.
You know, you hate to touch on suicide or anything like that, but it definitely crossed my mind every once in a while. Mainly just like, I don't know, was it worth me getting off the mountain, things like that, you know? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know how I was able to process it and get through it, but I've been able to work through all the depression, anxiety, things like that. Really, the whole brain injury sparked my interest in neurology and neuroscience, just really how the brain works, how it recovers, things like that. So that sparked my initial interest in it. And then I eventually transferred out to University of Colorado because they had a 4-year neuroscience degree, and I had a lot of support, thankfully. I graduated in 2018, December. I got an awesome job in a career that I'm super interested in, but right now I'm super kind of present-minded, just enjoying it as I can, you know.
He's got a huge admiration for Ruroc, because the helmet saved his life. It really did.
It's the Ruroc helmet brand, basically the helmet that saved my life. I got it right below where my collarbone was broken. You can see the scar and the plate.
If he did not have that helmet on, he would not be here today.